Hey YouTube, welcome back to another edition of Broken Big Boy Toys, and on today's episode we're going to be working on my 1987 FZR 1000 that you saw us pick up in the last video. The thing I'm going to tackle today is I'm taking out the old fuel out of the tank. The bike has been sitting for about 5 years now. What happened was the clutch basket exploded, and the fuel tank fuel is about 5 years old. So first thing I'm going to do is just, while I'm waiting on all my parts, I want to drain the fuel tank, because this fuel tank's in really good condition. I don't want it to rust. So also in this video we are going to be doing the clutch basket, and then the oil pan gasket, and then this sensor gasket as well. And then we're going to be doing an oil change because the oil filter's off and there's no oil in the bike, so we gotta do an oil change as well on the bike. So right now I bought a siphon from Vance Auto Parts. I'm gonna open up the tank. We're gonna throw it into this old gas can that doesn't have anything in it. We're just gonna throw the old fuel in there. So I'm just gonna get right down to work. Depending on what kind of siphon you get, this is the one from Advanced Auto, like I said, and it's got a an arrow pointing down, and that shows you that it's supposed to go into the gas can. This one goes into your tank. So what we're gonna do is just pump it. It should start siphoning, but it's not. So I think it's starting to maybe pull it. It's not. All right. Let me get this started and I'll come back. First siphon was a fail, so we're not going to be using that. I went to Lowe's and bought this style transfer siphon. We're going to try this one. So let me open up the gas tank and then see if this works. Siphon, you take the top of it, throw it in the tank, take the bottom of it, throw it in your gas can, and you're just going to pump it. I can already hear it going in there. Now I'm gonna suck all the rest of that junk out of it. So throw back on the oil filter. Now this is just a cover, and then it's actually just a filter that you throw in there. So that's pretty cool. I've never seen that before, but I understand how it works. And then up in the tank, I completely drained out the tank and drained out the tank. It's basically what I did. So tank's completely empty now. Let me see if I can get my phone in there so you guys can all see that. In the no, you cannot get it. Yeah, well, the tank is clean. Yep, there you go. Somewhat. Yeah, the tank is in really good condition. So, not that you can see in there or not, but tank's in good condition, so no rust in there. I just want to get all the old fuel out before it made the tank rust. So we got that. Tank's drained, oil filter's on, and now it's just waiting on the rest of the parts. So I got the battery jumper on the bike just to see if I can get this battery to come alive, and so you can see we have power up to this, just the headlight. The tail light on the bike is broken. Oh no, I'm sorry, it has come on, so that's a good sign. Before, when I just had it on a 2 amp, it was not giving it any life. We got that. I don't know if we got a blinker back there. We do not, so we do not have a blinker on that. I don't believe the bike has a horn because the horn button don't work. Don't know if the switch works, so let's see. And the brake switch does not work, so a fair bit of work, but the bike is up and on, so that's a good sign. So I'm gonna switch this from the battery charger / jumper box to a battery tender, see if I can get it to hold a charge and to charge up this battery. And also another thing I'm doing is I'm taking some car wash and water in a bottle, and I got these from Harbor Freight. They're these are nylon, but it came in a 3 kit, and I'm cleaning up this chain. It looks like it's just a yellow chain, not a gold chain, but I figured instead of looking like that, I got nothing better to do. I figured I'd just clean up the chain, make it look a little nicer. Now I was gonna start cleaning up the frame and where the motor is and stuff. So yeah. All right, so if I haven't said this already, this bike I'm gonna be custom painting to look like the original, one of the original FZR slash YZF Vance and Hines race bike. So I'm gonna do it off the number 7 bike, which has the crazy lines that come up through it. It's fuchsia pink with yellow, and then it's got black. And as you guys all know, I'm a painter and painted a couple of things before, and this is gonna be one of my real custom bikes. So as you guys remember, I did do the CBR. So one of the things why I'm waiting on the clutch, I have to obviously get these bolts out, but it's nighttime and I have just a flashlight out here. Just gonna do a test panel on the frame because the frame on the race bike is polished. So I'm going to go right here and I'm just gonna do a test spot. So my test spot's gonna be done with water because I'm gonna be wet sanding the whole entire frame, and I'm gonna be doing it with water, and then I'm gonna start out with some 320. So I'm gonna start out with 320 and come all the way up to 2000, go through it 320, 400, 600, 800, 1000, 1500, 2000, all the way up, wet sanding the whole frame. I have blocks at my house and everything else, so I just have everything to do this. And this is the first thing I'm going to do while I'm still waiting on the clutch basket and everything else to get here. So I'm going to quick spray down this little area and see if I get it down on the metal, because this is painted. These are aluminum, and also the swing arm gets polished too. So swing arm and the actual Delta box frame gets sanded and painted. Now I know, or I'm sorry, sanded and polished. I know right here will stand up pretty good. I don't know if where it says Delta box I'm going to be able to do, but on the true race bike, the bottom where it says Delta box, I don't think is polished, but we'll have to see. So I'm just going to do out a little test panel right here, a little test spot. Okay, so here's my little test spot on the frame. It's not very big. Obviously it's just a test spot, but it is doable to break it down to the raw metal. And as you guys really can't see it because the light is hitting it funny. When I get this bike up in the air tomorrow, you'll be able to see it a lot better. But if you do a cross hatch, you will see that. With the 320, I don't know if that's going to go away, but if you look at the frame, it's got this like brushed aluminum look. So, which is pretty cool. So, definitely got my work cut out for me this weekend, but I'm going to try to get it done. I got to get all the glue off and stuff on these. This is like a frame coating protective. So I got to get that off. I might just put the exhaust in place tomorrow. I don't know. I just got to get everything out of the way to really do this frame. Now someone painted, I guess, I don't really know what. I guess they were painting the radiator, but they painted the frame. So now I got to also sand through that, which is a lot of fun. And you can actually see, I mean, they got it everywhere on this bike. So when they spray painted that, I don't know what they spray painted, but yeah, that happened. Alright, so I got the tent set up for the FZR. Like I said, I did the test panel yesterday, and today we're going to be doing the frame. I got a pretty late start today, but late's better than never. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the seat off. The first thing we're going to do is take the seat off and take the gas tank bolt out here. And if I had one, it would be here, but I don't. So I'm going to take the gas tank off completely. And it's got a petcock here. So it looks, oh, okay, well, this is completely not in, so good to know. I'm gonna at least move it. I don't know if I'm gonna take it off completely. It would be easier to take it off completely, but we're gonna see what happens. So obviously it's raining, so I have the tent set up, and we're going to polish out the frame. So yeah. I got my bike up on the pit bull stands. As well, pit bull stand. I don't have it on a front stand today, but as usual, we're gonna work some magic. The bolt on the tank is an M6 size Allen head, so just gonna take the rest of that out. Put the bolt, and then like I said, my bike's already undone up there because I don't have the bolt. It's just a bolt to this, and then the gas tank should just lift up. So, and then we also got a bent tube here, but that shouldn't matter for right this second, just to see what I gotta do to pull the tank off. Tank unbolted and off the bike on the 1000s. I don't know about the 600s, but it probably seems the same way. The body panels actually lock into the gas tank. So, let me see now. I still got the vent tube because I thought that was holding me. So let's see now what we got. Alright, so with the body panels undone, I can easily pick up the tank now, and mine's completely out of fluid. Now you, on this bike, have dual petcock. So you got one there, and you also have one on the side of the bike. So what you're gonna want to do is have, obviously this one off, but when you go to take the tank off as well, and you put it back on, you're gonna want to make sure that that one's on, because if that one's not on and this one's on, the bike won't start. So you'll be chasing issues, especially if you have this bike all together. That's going to be a really big issue because you'll have to take the whole bike back apart. So make sure that when you put the bike back together, you make sure that that one's on. So that's just a disclaimer. And then you can see on the top it says K&N, so that's a good sign that it's got a K&N air filter in it. We always like that. So I'm gonna go and take the tank off. I'm gonna shut the petcock off, take the tank off. Okay, so the next thing is I'm gonna actually put this up here so I don't get it lost. Put this back in place. Is just get these little frame scratch resistant films off the bike. I have a heat lamp up here, or not a heat lamp, I have a hair dryer. I'm just gonna hair dry them off. So all I'm gonna do is just go like that with it. I gotta get it hot enough to get it off. That's the next step. Tank's off, easy enough. Not too hard. And this is not even bolted down, the carbs, so yeah, that's a job for another day though, and I don't know where this goes. So I do have a manual on the bike though, so that's good. So I got this decal off finally. What I had to do was I couldn't really rub it with my nail. Take a razor blade with the heat gun and just go like this. So now the residue that's left on it, all I was doing was it was coming off in like a powdery flake. It's exactly this. Now we're polishing the frame anyway, so it won't matter. Just don't dig into the frame, obviously, and just do what I'm doing. That's good. All off now, for the most part. The rest of it should just wet sand right off, which is good. Now onto the front one. A little tinier, but same kind of issue. As you can see, when you go pull it with your nail, no heat. Even with heat, it does the same thing. So it's just easier to do what I was doing back here. I went and dropped the when grommet's gone. I still got it though, which is good. I'm gonna take these grommets out of the frame. They look like they go straight through, so I might leave them in for the water purposes, because yeah, we don't really want water in our frame. So, but I did drop where this goes because of the fact that I want to get a straight shot on the frame. So I'm gonna loosen up this bolt to the fairing and just move the fairing up. And it is raining pretty hard, so always lovely and fun. It's nice and easy, and my dad came and joined me for a little bit. So this side I'm just gonna do the same thing. There's not that big thing over here. Easy enough to do it. Alright, so this is where we're at right now with the with the bike. I'm gonna quick drill these out, so they're just out of the frame. We got the bike down in 220. I ripped it down with my Craftsman electric DA. I was wet sanding it. Also, this is just water in a bottle. All I was doing, as you guys were seeing, was just spraying it on there. Now all of this paint and this little stuff, I have to wet sand by hand. So the next step is to come up with 320 on my DA, take out all the 220 scratches, and then hand sand it with 320, which will give you this kind of brushed aluminum look, and it'll take out all of these scratches. So after that, you basically have to sand through all the paint, which is the hardest part. So after that, it's easy. Now I have decided to sand where it says Delta box. I am going to sand the texture off of this and do it polished, because the race bike, it's polished there, and the swing arm is. Alright, so all those weren't even rivets, or they weren't even bolts, they were rivets. So I don't know what goes there yet, but I'm sure I'll find out. Maybe someone put a stabilizer on this bike at one time and took it back off, but I don't know. We'll figure it out. So yeah, so I took those out. Now I'm back to sanding the frame. Just gotta clean up now there, because I hit it with the drill there, and then there was some other spot that wasn't there. So I'm just gonna re-hit it with 220 really quick, and then 320 it, and then come up from there. Alright, so here's the frame. I went over it once in 220 to get those scratches right out of where I drilled, and now I have the frame now in 320. We're just gonna go, I wet down the paper, and all you do when you do that is just take it like this, and you just go wet down that, wet down the panel you're wet sanding, and then if you have a block, it's easier. You just go like this. Basically, that's all it is. Race bikes don't have pegs.
They have bolts though where the pegs go, right?
No.
Are you taking them off? Or are you putting them back?
I can put them back, but no, it doesn't even have bolts there.
Okay, then take them off. How come it's got foot peg on this side?
I haven't done that one yet.
Oh. You're gonna do it when you polish that side?
Well, I have to grind down the peg, so that's a separate thing.
Grind down the peg.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it the same way the race bike is. The race bike has that, there's just no peg.
Oh, I mean, you're gonna do what I did on the 250.
Yes.
Is that what you meant?
But their race bike has the same thing. It's just ground down.
They take this upper part off? This part,
Yeah,
or no?
they take the peg off.
No, this part? Or they leave that on?
No, they leave that on.
Do they?
It's literally just this.
They grind it?
Yeah, because then it's a toe down strap.
Oh, yeah, toe down strap. You can put a toe down strap on the other side?
They don't have it on the other side. I'm telling you the truth. It's only one sided. Looked at it.
Hmm. Awesome. So here is the rear peg assembly on the FCR 1000. What we're going to do is we're going to turn this into just a tie down and muffler hold. So we're going to modify this. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull off that rear peg. From there I'm going to slice or cut off this section, and I'm going to smooth it out, and it'll look more like a single piece that'll just be sitting with where the muffler attaches, and then we're going to leave this upper part as a tie down. So let's try to get it done. So on this bike, it just was basically a bolt with an Allen key there. That'll take out this peg altogether. So I'm going to do that now. Oops, get my finger out of there. I'm going to do that now. So I have my cutting wheel. I think we're going to cut this. We may try to open that up and then cut this one off. I don't know. We'll see. See how it comes out as I first start to cut it. So I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so I have that side cut off where the peg was. Greg wants me to try to drill that out, maybe cut this one out. I don't know. I have to try to get my drill press down and try to get it. It's going to be really hard to cut in between that because it's not really square. I'd have to Dremel it out. I don't know. We have to see. I don't know. I'm going to show it to him, see what he thinks. So Greg decided he wanted that hole cut out and he wanted that top piece cut off. So this is what we look like now. I think it looks pretty cool. I got to still sand it and polish it, but pretty close, and fill out, maybe sand out that center a little bit better. This is a rough idea of what it's going to look like. I'd use the blue towel. I mean, I don't know what you're doing.
It's got water on it.
You let it, you wipe it off, let it dry, and do it again. It'll like haze up a little bit more, and then you can take it back off. What are you down to?
1,000 grit.
Redid all the welds on top. Polished, took them down so they're not there when you polish it. That's good. This side's pretty much done. We do a little touch up here and there. Repolish a few times. This side's down to 180. Cleaned up all the welds so it looks better. Like
You
the
don't
other
see
side
these
does.
welds underneath the tank anyway, so we just decided to
You might.
possibly.
So might as well clean them anyway, because this way it'll give it a better look. Makes it look wider. Like, you know, here it's all cleared up over there, which makes it look wider. This side's probably cleaned up a hair better, only because I was doing it and
You did this one too.
decided to knock it down. I did that side after it was already polished. Then I went back. Yes, it was polished, and then I went back and cleaned the weld for you. So looks pretty good. Oh, that's not down. The Delta block's not down in 180. I didn't do that. I just thought about that. I just did the frame rail. So you're gonna have to do that too.
Yeah.
All right, so we have the side down in 2000. Looks pretty good. We're just gonna hit it with the polish now. Should come up. So we have the big moose head hanging out with us, watching us do the bike. He's our inspector. He's checking out what we're doing. I wouldn't put it all over the frame. I would just do the upper section and then move down.
Okay.
Because otherwise the stuff dries. Okay, so continue to go halfway down the frame.
Well, what do you want me to do? I already spread it on there.
No, you didn't. Don't get out of the way because he's going to be spraying that stuff. Comes out. They're all by the wire and where the ram tube comes in. That's going to all have to be by hand. But we'll see. Alright, so that was our video on polishing the frame. So as you guys saw, I mean, we took it up to 2,000 grit, and then you guys were seeing me use the drill with the buffing wheel, and this is how it came out. I mean, it turned out really good in my opinion. Now I'm not done polishing things on this bike. I still haven't decided yet if I want to polish this foot peg or if I want to paint it black. And then no less, the swing arm on this bike has to be polished because the OW01 was polished, and I'm most likely going to do that when the when the wheel comes off the bike, because then I'll be able to take the swing arm off the bike. So as usual, give us a big thumbs up, like and subscribe, and keep watching all our videos. Keep watching the MZR build, keep watching the collector's build, and all of our other videos. Like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.